That's 725 days, not 275. Or 2 years next Monday.
Yep.
For all you mathematicians. Think of a time when you've served others. Maybe it's been a friend, a neighbor, a coworker, or even a complete stranger. How did that make you feel? Did you feel elated, ecstatic, overjoyed? To serve means to work actively. To work actively on behalf of a person, a cause, or an organization. Serving is like an airplane ride. It always lifts you up. The last line of the JC's Creed, service to humanity is the best work of life. Does that line sound familiar? To serve it's important to remember how you benefit, what inspires you. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and our most distinguished guest. I'd like to take you on a journey with me with the JC's organization. It was a cold December day. Snowflakes falling upon the little children. Their warm smiles, elated with joy, melted the flakes as they fell one by one. As the boys and girls loaded onto the buses, Tommy shouted, "I want a brand new model airplane." While James said, "I want a remote control car." But Jasmine hardly could contain herself, jumping up and down with joy, exclaimed, "I want Baby Alive." She eats, she drinks, and she even wets. Each year, the JCs take underprivileged children on a shopping spree to Kmart. For myself, I had the honor and the joy to take a little girl with bushy ponytails, bright brown eyes, and a heart as big as gold with me on her quest to purchase gifts for her family. Now you see, each child is only given $100 to spend for their immediate family. Once we entered into the store, Jasmine darted away from me like a rocket on liftoff. Turning back to me, "Hurry up, Mr. Brinker, you're too slow." I replied, "Who do you think I am, the Roadrunner?" Jasmine found that aisle with Baby Alive. She grabbed it off the shelf, reached down, picked it up, held it in her arms. Then a hush fell over the aisle. For you see, the price of that Baby Alive was $50. She knew it was too much, and that it wouldn't be fair to her other two siblings, nor her family. She looked up to me with great pride, Bill, and said, "It's okay, Mr. Brinker. Maybe next year I'll get it for my birthday." Ladies and gentlemen, that moment taught me the importance of serving others. Why? Because it's the value that each of us place in other people's lives. It's the importance of how we affect the outcome of a situation. Now, certainly she could have been greedy and kept that baby alive for the $50. But she knew that the value and the importance of helping the rest of her family was more important. A week later, after the shopping trip was over, I received a letter from Jasmine herself, thanking myself, the JCs, for giving her and her family the best Christmas that she has ever received in her entire life. It made me think of my own life and the importance of people and how they've served me and the outcomes and what they've taught me. But more importantly, that day, spending just a few hours with a complete stranger allowed me to understand the importance, why the best work of life is serving others, and the joy that comes with it. We never know when our time is up. We never know the people's lives that inspire us to help others, to serve others. Four years ago, my good friend Jim Wagner had open heart surgery. Doctors gave him less than a 10% chance to live. 2 years ago, he vowed by the grace of God that he would be at Kim and I's wedding, and he was. A year ago, he was on life support with less than a 10% chance to live. He pulled through. In fact, just 2.5 months ago, the doctors gave him less than a week to live. And for 7.5 weeks, he defied the law of death and fought to the very end. Why do I mention Jim? Because Jim was a Vietnam veteran. Jim was a 35+ year member of the Fraternal Order of Eagles, which teaches the importance of serving others. But more importantly, Jim taught me the importance of serving others. He was my motivation to keep going on and to never give up on things. So what can you take away from my story the rest of this year in Toastmasters, in your everyday work life? Don't be afraid to ask your coworkers, your neighbors, or even strangers, what can you do to help them have a better life? Mr. Toastmaster.
Okay, take a minute to wrap up your evaluation of Doug's speech.